Should be live now. And I always play. All right, all right. Welcome back to another Tech Talk. I'm your host, Josh from KeepItTechie. Shout out to everybody in the building. I definitely appreciate you guys coming through. I see you guys in there. I see. Looks like we got about 5 or 6 people in the building. Just go on, hit that like button. Go on and share if you can, as well as subscribe to the channel if you're new here. I definitely appreciate it. But today I got another person in the building. Um, I'm super excited about this one. And it's my man Will from Before the Billions. I definitely appreciate him coming through. What's up, Will? How you doing, man?
Hey man, salute. Thank you so much, Josh, for having me up here, man. Really do appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem, man. And man, I've been seeing you around the space. You putting out motivational content and helping people, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, man, I got to get this brother on, man, so we could talk about his background and try to put him out there in front of my little audience as well, you know what I'm saying? So we could try to, collaborate and share, um, the audience because um, everybody may not relate to what I'm talking about, you know what I'm saying? So I try to share the wealth as much as possible. And try to put people on other people that could possibly help them get into the tech field as well. But before we move forward, I want to shout out my man Gabe Bay. First one coming in the building with a super chat. I definitely appreciate it. Shout out to you. If you guys didn't know, Gabe Bay has a channel called Struggle Security. Make sure you check him out. Where he's putting out cybersecurity content over there, helping people get into the cybersecurity field. But
Fantastic channel.
yeah,
I tell you that
awesome,
right now.
awesome. So, Will, man, first off, let's start off by you introducing yourself, and give a little bit about your background in tech.
Yes, sir. What's up, everybody? This is William from Before the Billions. I am a professional data engineer, and on my channel, I go through many different discussions about different topics. I also do interviews on my channel. I started recently doing more reactionary content as well, so you may also see that on the channel as well. So, some background information about me. Like I said, I am a data engineer. How I got to that point is I graduated from Georgia State University with a degree in college, with a degree in computer science and a concentration in databases and knowledge-based systems. So I've been working in the industry for over 4 years now, coming up to 5. I have made some great connections with many people over the time that I have been in the industry, and also when I started up my YouTube channel Before the Billions, and I started up my LLC Before the Billions LLC, that is more so focused on helping to improve the black male image. So that was actually the initial purpose of the channel, and that's pretty much what I talk about and my background.
That's dope. That's dope, man. And that's one thing I've seen, man. I've seen you around the space, like on Professor Blackout's channel, in
Yeah.
different areas. Antoine Wade as well. I think I've seen you over there. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? You all around the space. And you a great representation of, black men working in the field. And so that's what, like I said, that's what made me want to bring you on and reach out to you, and try to have a conversation with you as well. You know what I'm saying?
I appreciate it.
Yeah,
Sometimes I like throw on a suit, so you may see
yeah,
that too.
yeah. That's what's up. That's what's up, man. So, let's dig in to a little bit more of your background. So, first off, you say you graduated from Georgia State, right?
Yes, sir. Yeah, over
How
here in
was that
Atlanta,
yeah, how was that experience?
it was a good experience overall. I think I had a good college experience. Um, the only thing about Georgia State University is it is quite literally downtown Atlanta, so it encompasses that whole area. And if you guys have ever been to downtown Atlanta, you know that you have to be extremely careful when you're talking about walking the streets and stuff like that because there's so much traffic. But overall, absolutely great experience that I had there. I learned a lot, made a lot of friends. that I actually still speak to this day. And they have helped progress me by building up that network into getting into some of the jobs I have now. So yeah.
Yeah, and I'm glad you brought up or you made that statement, because that's one of the things I try to talk to people about, because I went to college as well. I got a bachelor's degree in information technology, and
Mhm.
um it's all about that network. You know what I'm saying? You get your training, you get your schooling, you learn everything you need to learn in order to get into the field, but that network is very important. Can you speak to that a little bit more?
Yeah, so that network, that's the whole thing about college, right? That's what I always tell people, is that if you do decide to go to college, not saying that college is the only way to get into the IT field or become a data
Hmm.
engineer. It's not the only way. But because I have that experience, I always speak to it and say that it pushes you ahead, because even if you aren't the best coder or the most intelligent person, if you know certain people in certain places, if you actually speak with your professors who may also then work in the industry as well, they can help progress you as well, because it's
Hmm.
really who you know and not what you know, right? Of
Yeah.
course, I'm not saying that you're gonna not know anything, right? You have to at least know the basics of your specialty, right?
Hmm.
But having somebody who is some of the the best of the best in your area will definitely progress you within your career.
Exactly. I agree. And that's now let me ask you this. Do you promote like LinkedIn? Because that's one of the things I
Mhm.
promote a lot when it comes
Oh
to
yeah.
helping build that network, especially if you didn't get that college experience and build up a network there. That's another place that you can actually do that if you want to add a little more to that, or add to that if you want to. Go ahead.
Yeah, I absolutely love LinkedIn. Biggest reason why is because that also is how you meet a lot of recruiters. A lot of recruiters will message you and blow your inbox, your DMs up
Yeah.
on some LinkedIn. Man, if you like, matter of fact, if you get if you get an internship, or if you set yourself up to say, hey, you know what, I have some experience within IT or software development or data engineering. Um, they will start sending you messages, and actually, the more experience you have, the more full your inbox will be. So back then they didn't want me. Now I'm hot. They all on me. Shout out to Mike Jones. But
Yeah.
yeah, that's the biggest thing. And I also have some tips, if you don't mind me adding that
Oh, go
in as
ahead.
well.
Go ahead.
Is that some tips that I have if you are trying to boost or bolster your LinkedIn, is that you want to actually start utilizing pictures and posts, right? If you can connect with your audience that you or your network that you build within LinkedIn, that also helps you out tremendously as well. So even for your job titles, I have pictures of myself at my job or job functions or different events that I've had at my specific like previous jobs and my current job as well. In addition to that, you can also have a really good professional picture. Professional picture that is just your profile, so just from your head and just a little bit of your neck. You don't need to show too much, but those are the best pictures to put up on your LinkedIn, because I want to be able to see your face, and so do all the other recruiters. In addition to that, having a nice channel, well, not channel banner, a nice LinkedIn banner, and
Mm-hmm.
also a bio will help you out as well to stand out. What actually happened is recruiters will compliment you on that. Hey, you know what? I read your bio, I read your experience, I looked at your pictures, and I think that you will be a perfect fit to apply for this specific position.
Mm-hmm.
And that can help you out as well if you are having any trouble with maybe getting a job to come to you, right? You don't want to always have to go hunt the job down. You want the job to come to you, right? So Yeah, that's
No,
a few of my tips that I got.
I agree. I 100% agree, man. And what they say, first impressions, that's pretty much
Yeah.
what you putting out there on your LinkedIn profile. That's your first impression that
Mm-hmm.
the company or the recruiter will get, of you before they actually try to get you to apply for the position. But I'm glad you went in depth and added those tips or whatever, because one thing I was gonna add, since I started, and this doesn't apply to everybody because everybody doesn't have a YouTube channel, but you can put your skills up on YouTube. Just basically what you said, sharing things that you've worked on, sharing projects that you're actually working on, which my network has started growing rapidly since I put my Linux course out there, just helping people learn Linux, even though that has nothing to do with my full-time job as a database administrator. That's just some other form of technology that I'm working on, and by putting that out there, that actually grows your network and
Mm-hmm.
puts you in front of more eyes, so to speak. But hey, that's awesome, that information you put
Yes,
out
sir.
there, man. Yeah.
Oh, and also
Go
one
ahead.
another thing, Josh, is that something that I had to learn as well is not only on your LinkedIn but also on your resume. Don't put things that you don't know.
Yeah.
Let me say that right now. Don't put things that you don't know, and don't put things that you don't want to work with.
Hmm.
Right?
Exactly.
Like you, just because you took a class on like data structures or algorithms
Salesforce or
and stuff.
something.
Yeah, don't. Well, actually, they say don't put on there that you know how to use Pascal or Perl or something like that, and you ain't never
Yeah.
used it, but in that class, and
Yeah,
they just kind of
exactly.
briefly mentioned it. Don't say that you're proficient with it or anything like that. Just go ahead, say what language that you know best. Stick with that. Stick with your specialty, and then if you want to branch out, maybe add on another language that you are really good with, and then trying to get jobs that way.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would definitely try to be straightforward and concise with what you put on your resume and also your LinkedIn, simply because people do not want to have to sift through a whole bunch of information. They want to be able to see exactly whatever direct thing that you are good with. They
Hmm.
want to get a good impression off of you within the shortest amount of time to be able to make a decision.
Exactly. I agree. I agree. And that you touching on when you do things like that, when you put things on there that you're not proficient in, you touching on uh crossing that line of lying on your resume, which
Yeah.
people have been called out for in the past. You know what I'm saying? You'll see it. That's not a good thing. That'll definitely get you excluded. And then the tech field is super small. So, and recruiters talk to other recruiters. So,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you could end up almost kind of blacklisted if you're out here lying, and not to scare people, but I'm just saying that that could happen. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Actually,
So,
you know what, Josh? Can I tell you a quick story?
go ahead. Go ahead.
I did this one time. Not that I was lying about anything,
Hmm.
but I put on my resume too many languages.
Yeah.
I This is like actually one of my worst interviews I had ever been on. Over there, right by the Pink Pony.
Hmm.
You know, that was not the place I was applying for because Pink Pony is a strip club, but it was office building like right across the street from it,
Okay.
and it was a software development position,
Okay.
right? So I was applying for this position, and then they actually forgot that they were supposed to be interviewing me. I walked in, I'm like, okay, where's the interviewer? They just brought some lady out there. She had an extremely thick accent. That's another thing you have to be conscious of as well, is that, especially in our culture or in our community, you have to be able to not only understand people of other culture and their accents, their language and stuff like that, but you have to be prepared for when they may have like that cultural difference, right? They may say something
Hmm.
more blunt than how we may say something. So what happened was I went to the back, went to like the whiteboard, and we were discussing my experience.
Hmm.
Well, This lady had never heard of me before. She said, "Okay, well, let me read your resume right here as I'm looking at you." And she read my resume, and then she said, "Oh, okay. It says here that you're a data engineer." Yes, I am. Okay, so you know SQL? Yes, I do. Okay. Oh, it says here you also know JavaScript. Yeah, you know, because I have built my own website and
Mm-hmm.
stuff like that. But for my job, I don't necessarily use JavaScript.
Okay.
So what happened was she said, "Hey, you know what? If you don't mind, can you go up to the whiteboard?" She asked me some SQL questions. I knocked those out the park. Then she asked me some JavaScript questions, and they were more like, okay, code this for me in JavaScript. And I was like, I don't really use JavaScript that often to be able to just write it offhand,
Mm-hmm.
right? So what happened was it made me look bad.
Yeah.
And in addition to that, she asked me some questions related to Java as well. And her accent was like really strong.
Mm-hmm.
So she was asking me like a very basic Java question. How do you connect to like really the question should have been like how do you connect to the a database using Java,
Using Java, yeah.
right? But the question that she says is have you ever heard of HTTPC? And I said I don't really know what you mean by that. So I like I've never heard of HDBC, but
Mm.
really what she said was JDBC, the Java Database
Oh, okay.
connection
Yeah.
connector. So I was like, oh, I know exactly what that is, but you know what I mean. So
Mm-hmm.
that was just probably one of my worst interviews because after I said something like that, then everything else
Yeah.
that I said was completely stricken out.
Yeah,
Right,
it's kind of like wah
despite
wah
having
wah
experience.
wah 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 wah. That's
Right.
the way they listen to you after. Well, that's at least how it feels that they're the way they're listening to you after that point. So, I get exactly what you say. But we've all
Mhm.
been there, man. I've bombed interviews as well. Um, like one of them, and it was a very simple question. Like I do all these Linux videos,
Mhm.
but I don't remember all this stuff. I don't remember all the commands that I've learned throughout the years. I always have to refer back to something to remember it. So I put
Mhm.
on a resume, or they had a questionnaire that I filled out, and I put on there, yeah, I'm proficient in Linux. I got all these Linux videos. Yes, I'm proficient. I know I know all this stuff. And they asked me a question, about kernel modules, and I couldn't answer it on the spot. So that really means you're not proficient in it. You know what I'm saying? If you can't explain that question. And then that's the crazy part about it. It didn't even have anything to do with the actual job, but I'm sure they excluded me because I couldn't answer that question, and
Mhm.
because I put on the questionnaire that I was 100% proficient in it. You know what I'm saying? So so
Yep.
yeah, just watch out for those mistakes. You know what I'm saying? And
Mhm.
hold on one second before we move forward. I want to recognize everybody that's coming through. I see you, Savage Scientist Programming. What's up, man? How you doing, bro? I gotta go over and check out your channel. I don't think I got any alerts saying you was live lately, bro. But I definitely like when you over there, talking. That's my Louisiana brethren right there. Professor Black Ops, shout out to you, man. Uncle Trey in the building. That's the man right there. He's a AWS cloud practitioner right now. You know what I'm saying? That's
Uh-oh.
that's the man over there. You know what I'm saying? Uncle
Mhm.
Trey. Um, and then AB Media, what's good, man? What's good? James Brown, what's up? He says my network is how I have obtained most of my jobs. Yeah, me too as well. So it's very important. I'm glad y'all, agreeing with that. Orm Jr., what's up, bro? He says, what's good? Engineering cannabis. He says database engineering is a very lucrative and what did he say? Field. Yes.
An important field.
Yeah, important field. That's what he's saying. Yeah, important
Mhm.
field. Oh, I see the the correction. I'm like, what the? But let's see. Big Pontiac, what's up, man? The Mac Bone Files, what's happening, brother? How you doing, man? Shout out to you. And Yisa, he says, shout out to Keep It Techie. I want to explore and software engineering data field down the road. Thanks for the love. Thank you for the love. I definitely appreciate, any type of donation to the channel. It always goes back into it. I definitely appreciate it, man. Um, Corey Nails say shout out everyone. Lovely angel lady, my lovely wife. Good to see you. Definitely appreciate you coming through, even though you're right in the other room. But shout out to you. Shout out to you. JM, what's up? What's up? Um, and let's see. That's pretty much it, man. I appreciate you guys coming through and showing love. Um, it's the channel is constantly growing, and I do these videos to try to help people. Try to give different perspectives of different people working in different black people working in the field. And of all races, because I brought on other different people as well, but. I try to focus on a little bit more. I put a little bit more on people that look like me, you know what I'm saying? Because I want to get our numbers up in the field as well. So I do this stuff for you guys, you know what I'm saying? That's why I bring on these people, contact these people out the blue, you know what I'm saying, and all that good stuff. So, but so one thing I wanted to dig a little deeper and go to, did you always want to be in the tech field? Is that something that you wanted to do as a kid, growing up?
No. Yeah, to answer your question, no, that wasn't. The first thing that I wanted to do was be an artist, right? I wanted to
Okay.
be an artist, and because I used to draw all the time, used to draw and do digital artwork as well,
Okay.
paintings and stuff. And then I had a conversation with my dad.
Mm-hmm.
I remember this like it was yesterday. I was in the movie theater with my dad, and he saw some of his friends. I told my dad like, "Hey, you know what? When I get, become an adult, or when I go to college, I want to go to school for art." He looked at me like I was crazy. He said, "What? No, man, you ain't gonna go to art." And he started making fun of me. He started talking to his friend like, "Hey, my son talking about he want to get into art." He's like, "No, don't do it." So I said, "Okay, okay." And my dad, uh, he's a retired police officer,
Okay.
but he also did IT for his precinct. So he did IT with them. He was in the force for like over 20 something years.
Wow.
And because he did IT, I said, okay, let me go to school to do something IT related.
Mm-hmm.
And when I went to Georgia State, they didn't have specifically something that said IT. So I saw computer science, and I said, okay, cool. Let me just do computer science. And little did I know, computer science is a whole bunch of theoretical
Yeah.
stuff like that. I was sitting here like, dang, I thought it was gonna be more like hardware or something like that. I'm over here
Mm-hmm.
like I was code. Like sometimes you would code in certain classes, but a whole bunch of classes you have a whole bunch of theory and stuff
Mm-hmm.
like that that you had to learn in logic. So that's what they put you through, and it kind of trains you a little bit to change your perspective on things as well.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely. Definitely. Nah. That's funny you brought that up because or you it happened to you that way because I always talk about how parents need to kind of push their kids to. I mean, don't force it on them. Don't force it down their throat. I mean, they're gonna make their own decisions at the end of the day. But you want to steer them in a direction where um, they can be successful. And not saying you can't be successful as an artist, but it's more chances of you being successful in the STEM fields. So science, technology, engineering, math. So
Hmm.
doctors, even lawyers. That falls, separate from that, but still, STEM fields, that can set your kid up for the future. And so, um, did you kind of are you happy he pushed that on to you?
100%. Wait, I'll tell you this. I wasn't happy at first. I was like,
Mhm.
man, I want to do this. I told my dad I wanted to be an artist, an entrepreneur, an architect, all this. I said a whole bunch of stuff that I want because I didn't really know.
Yeah.
And then now that actually because when I was going through college, kept telling myself like because I wanted to quit. Like every day I felt like I wanted to quit. But I kept telling myself, like, hey, you know what? You have to go through this. You have to sacrifice for now so that way you and your family can eat later,
Mm-hmm.
right? So that way you can strive and prosper later on in life. And thankfully, I kept telling myself that because it's all paying off in the end, right? Well, it's not the end yet,
Yeah.
hopefully.
Yeah.
Hopefully it ain't the end yet,
Yeah, I
but
know, right?
it all pays off.
Mm-hmm. Exactly, exactly. Nah, man, that's good advice, bro. Now, what? So currently, what are some of the challenges you face while working in the field? Now, I mean, because we kind of covered, you know, how you got into it and everything, throughout your process. So, are there any challenges you face now, within the field?
Yeah. So let me tell you how I first started real quickly, and then I lead
Okay.
up to some of the challenges that I have now.
Okay.
So some challenges, because my challenges have completely changed. When I first started, well, let's say from college, right? Learning the languages, learning that, hey, this is what you have to do in order to build a website or connect to a database. Those kinds of things I learned through college. But we'll tell you that most of the time you're gonna be doing independent learning in college. Don't go into college expecting for your teacher to teach you everything, because you'll be sadly mistaken. 100%, you'll be sadly mistaken if
Mm-hmm.
you think that you can go into college and they'll teach you everything, right? You have to be self
Oh yeah.
motivated to be able to not only get through college, but then also you have to be self motivated when you go into the field as well. And college, I'll tell you this, does not necessarily prepare you for what you will see in the actual field. Okay. Because it does not teach you some things such as um, etiquette, right? It doesn't
Yeah.
teach you those types of things. Soft skills, it doesn't
Soft
teach
skills.
you.
Yep.
And not only that, it doesn't necessarily teach you all the tools and languages and softwares that the fields or the industry is using currently,
Yep.
right? So I think Josh, you brought up Salesforce earlier. It doesn't teach you that,
Mm-hmm.
right? It doesn't teach you like I'm a data engineer, so it doesn't teach you about Google Cloud Platform or AWS. It may reference it,
Mm-hmm.
but you're not going to actually use it or learn from it. So what you'll be doing is you'll be doing stuff from scratch, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, and you won't do that in the industry.
Yeah.
Like, if you think that you're gonna go in there and try and write some long-winded JavaScript and CSS and HTML, and you think that you're gonna I'm gonna make the whole website from scratch.
Mm-hmm.
No, you're not gonna do that, because it's gonna take way too long, and they probably have already set up their own system and process
Yep.
that you have to get along with. Now, you need to understand HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. If you're building up websites, you need to understand it, and you may need to use it for specific features that may come out, or any bugs that you may need to fix. But those are some things that you definitely need to know. But it's not like you're going to be doing things from scratch.
Yeah.
So you have to change that mindset. So another challenge that I have faced is, that, well, I brought up the etiquette part, but also corporate culture. The corporate is a whole different beast, right?
Yeah.
And you have to know how to play the game. Right? Some people find the game fun. Some others, either you can get with it or get lost. Right?
Yep.
That's what it is, because it's a likability contest at the end of the day. That being able to understand the corporate game can help propel you forward within your career as well. So it goes back to that who you know thing.
Yeah.
So if you don't speak to anybody outside of your team, because your team isn't going to necessarily get you to where you're trying to be, if you're trying to be like VP or higher level management and stuff like that. You need to be able to speak with people outside of just your ring of influence,
Mm-hmm.
right? Or it may take you an extremely long amount of time to be able to get up to these higher level positions if you only stick with your one team and you never speak with anybody else.
Yeah.
And then another challenge that you may face is deadlines. You have, like, this is more so currently, you may have deadlines that you may face, that that will push you to wait. Okay, I need to work overtime. You may have bugs that may come up, or like the whole product may crash, and you have to get on a call. You have to leave the movie theater,
Yep.
get on a call. You
I've
have to
been there.
drive on home. You got to drive on home because people ain't gonna get paid. You're like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, let me go ahead and hurry on up because
Yep.
this, because everything is relying on you, especially if you are, well, in my case, I'm working in databases, so, and data is, I don't want to make it sound so elitist or anything like that, but the data comes first,
Mm-hmm.
right? The data comes first, because if the data isn't there, everything crashes.
Yep.
You
Yep.
know, so yeah,
Now,
that's the biggest thing right there. And also another thing is that I dealt with early on in my career, and you
mm-hmm.
guys, I really want to highlight this because this is probably one of the most important things, is that there is a lot of bullying that happens in corporate culture as well. You want to be able to stand up for yourself, and even if you feel like you're going through imposter syndrome, you most definitely are worthy of being at that position. They wanted you
Yeah.
because of your skills and what you can bring to the company. Don't think that you're a peasant. Don't think that you are just there and they gave you a shot. And don't think about it like that. You are gaining value just like how they're gaining value from you as well. You gain that money and benefits, they gain your services.
Exactly.
Okay, your expertise. Don't go in there and let somebody talk all crazy to you or anything like that. At least say, hey, you know what? That, like, you can't speak to me in that way, or like, I have actually have a story. As somebody actually told me, is a like a guy, he was in his 30s. He's a older black man to me, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I was like 20 something, like 22.
Mm-hmm.
And he showed me exactly what it's like to stand up for yourself in corporate. And he didn't back down. He was like a kind of like a mild mannered guy, kind of on the nerdy side, like how you would expect. And he said, you know what, I done went through too much for somebody to be treating me bad. And what happened was, one of our co-workers had wrote a note or whatever, trying to prank him, and put it like on his back.
Wow.
And he took it off his back, he read it, and he ran over to the guy and put it down his shirt. And I was like, wait, like, watching this, I was like, okay, this is gonna be an HR thing,
Yeah.
right? But like, not to, of course, don't do this, right?
Yeah.
But he stood up for himself, and they didn't mess with him ever again. He
Mm-hmm.
said, I'm gonna stand up for myself. He said, I don't care if I go to, because he already had experience. He said, I don't care if I go to HR. You're not gonna disrespect me in that way. And that's what you don't want to have other people disrespect you, especially in any corporate position or any position anywhere, any job. You don't want people to be bullying you, and you just sit there and take it.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. I agree, man. You got to stand up for yourself. You can't just let people walk over you. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, what you talked about though, it kind of ties into the question that Uncle Trey just said. He just basically said, "Do you feel like you lose your identity in the corporate culture, or not so much?" What are your thoughts on that? I
Yeah,
mean,
like
I
that
could talk
code.
to it. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, that code switching thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you're gonna have to code switch, man. I got to be honest with you.
Yeah.
You're not gonna lose yourself, right? You can always turn it off.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
We pretty good at some code switching, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I can get my ebonics on when I get home and stuff. I can bring the Atlanta out, right?
Yeah.
But then when I go when I go into corporate, then I have to be well reserved and
Exactly.
kind of conservative in my speech, right?
Mm-hmm.
So those are some things that you have to do. You have to be able to bring it in when you are in the corporate culture. That's just what if you want to be able to survive. And then it's gonna sound kind of weird, right? But when I was trying to I had an internship, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this internship lasted for like a year. That actually was 2 internships that just led at one after the other. And the same day the internship ended, my grandma passed. So I was like
Yeah,
going
sorry to hear that.
through, yeah,
Yeah.
thank you. But like I was going through a funeral and I was just lost my job. I ain't have any money, right? And what happened was I was like, oh my gosh, I have experience. Finally, I have some experience,
Mm-hmm.
but it's so difficult to get through these interviews and get a job. I had interviews lined up every single day for like a whole month or so.
Wow.
And everybody was telling me no. And I was like, okay, what am I going to do? I can't eat anything. I don't have any money. I was really like broke. My family didn't have any money, anything like that. I'm over here trying to help take care of my mom. And I tell myself, I was like, okay, if I can finally get this position as a data engineer or just a job in the IT field is gonna pay me a little bit more than this temp job in the warehouse, then I can feel better, right? I can do more things. I can stop eating Pop Tarts in my truck with no AC. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? I'm over here doing all this, and what happened was I finally got the position, and the weird part is I was like, you know what? Getting my degree and getting that job saved my life. That's
Mm-hmm.
like not necessarily, but you know what I mean? Like that's how it feels, right? Is that it feels like because of the work that I put in, I was able to change my life for the better, to be able to expand my horizons and be able to, that's why I also advocate people getting into the STEM fields because working these low wage jobs, man,
Yeah.
that's for
It's
the
tough.
birds, bro.
Yeah, I
That's
know.
hard, bro. It's
Trust me.
hard right there, man.
I know, man.
And then you deal with some people who kind of like on the like low class because you got other felons that you working with. You
Yep.
got what I mean. And let me tell you, some guy had got like arrested in front of the when I was working in a
Wow.
warehouse.
Yeah.
Like I was like, dang, I'm like, I just met this dude. He was a felon, like he was on the run. He was actually on the
Wow.
run. And
Wow.
then
That's crazy.
yeah, two guys got into a fight in front of me,
Mm-hmm.
over Black Panther. So
Yeah.
I was like, man, but that's the thing is that you want to avoid these kinds of things. That's why I tell
Yeah.
people like, hey, you ain't gonna find this in no corporate,
Mm-hmm.
right? You're not gonna find that kind of stuff.
And I just wanted to touch on
At least not frequently.
and I just wanted to touch on the code switching thing too. I've pretty much always had to do it. More recently, I haven't been able having to have to do that, but majority of the positions I work for, I've been like the only black guy in the either server room or in the
Yep.
department. You know what I'm saying? And so you gotta learn how to adapt, you know what I'm saying, to your environment. And so everybody does it, code switching, you know what I'm saying. You gotta pay your bills. So at the end of the day, if you want to progress in these positions, sometimes you have to, but you don't lose yourself, just like what you said. Um,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a regular guy, bro. That's the way I see myself, and I go right back to, the way I am outside of my job, and that's with any job, though. You know what I'm saying? Even when I was in the military, I'm still. Some people used to say, like when I went back home to Louisiana around people that I grew up with. People would say, little slick comments like, "Oh, you know, you brainwashed. You went to the army. You brainwashed." You know what I'm saying? And nah, man, I'm the same old person, bro. I just um, got a little bit more discipline, but at the end of the day, I understand how to adapt to my environment, and that's something that you need to understand how to do. In order to be successful in this field. Now, you brought up
Hmm.
a couple things I wanted to touch on, like that's one thing I always talk about as well. Curriculum is always kind of behind in college. Not trying to, prevent people from going, but yeah, I mean, you should definitely take advantage if you have the means to take advantage of college. But yeah,
Mhm.
you're 100% right on what you said earlier with the curriculum kind of always being behind, and they not showing you the tools that you'll actually use when you get into the field. You know what I'm saying? Like, and just to give my example as well, when I went to Remington College, we was on server 2003. You know what I'm saying? When I got in the environment, and of course, Active Directory, it doesn't really change. It's just a database in
Yeah.
the back end or whatever, or a database that you're controlling that's managing all the users and computers. But um, it's always behind. The curriculum is behind. That's
Yeah.
essentially what I'm trying to say. And then yes, definitely, you brought up something else, and I wrote all this stuff down while you've been talking. But self-motivation, I want to
Yeah.
really touch on that, you know what I'm saying, as the next thing,
Mhm.
because I always talk about, and that was the whole purpose of me building this channel, was just having the motivation to learn something new or learn something else that can help you progress in your career. Can you speak to that a little more on self
Yes,
motivation?
sir.
Yeah.
Yes. And actually, you know what? Is that not only is that a great question from you, but also that's also another interview question that you may encounter when you are interviewing. So for people who maybe in the job market right now,
Hmm.
they may ask you what motivates you,
Yeah.
and you have to tell them a good answer. What I always give, I give you a template, right? What I always answer is what motivates me is the necessity to do things, the urgency that I feel whenever I have a task in front of me or a challenge that I need to get accomplished. And I always give a story. So I use a STAR method as well: the situation, the task, the action, and the response, right? Or
Yeah.
the result.
Star. Yeah, that star method.
Yes, the STAR method. So you need to be able to give that scenario, which is like, hey, I'm going to tell the story, and then what is the result? What actions did you take? Really, what you want to do is you say, I want to be able to solve whatever the problem is, whatever that challenge is, and it can't be about, oh, you know what? I don't feel like doing it, or, I'm tired today. I'm not going to get it done. No, I have to do it because I have to do it. So I'm going to do
Hmm.
it. And that's how you keep yourself motivated, is because if you feel that urgency, you feel like you need to do something. Like, let's say this as an example, right? For the people who probably have kids, right?
Hmm.
Your kids are hungry, so what are you going to do? Oh, I'll feed my kids tomorrow. Like, no, you got to go ahead and feed your kids
Yeah.
today. I don't have kids, but I'm sure that people can understand
Yeah. I get you.
what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
And
them little boogers I got in there are always hungry. So I got you.
right, I don't feel like doing it today. I'll go ahead and do it
Yeah.
tomorrow. Right? Oh, you know what? Or like you need to get to work. Oh, the gas is so expensive now. It's like $5 or something like that. So, I guess I ain't gonna go to work today. Like, no, you need to go ahead and go to work. So that means you need to make some more money on the side, maybe work some more hours, or start up a side business, something like that, to make you some extra money. Because that's also self motivation right there.
Hmm.
I also, another story I have for self motivation is, hey man, I used to be 300 pounds, and I said, man, dang, I done got fat. I need to go ahead and lose some weight.
Oh yeah.
So I told myself, like, man, look myself in the mirror. I said, look, bro, this ain't it. And I started to walk and run and go to the gym, eat better. I got down 75 pounds, 225 pounds right now. And that self motivation, that necessity to actually solve for that challenge, that problem I was having, to
Hmm.
where my dad was talking about, oh man, you're going to be on some medicine real soon if you don't lose some of that weight. You know what? I had to solve that issue, and
Exactly.
I couldn't stop. So that discipline is also another thing. I'm glad you brought that up as well, Josh. Is you were more disciplined after you left the military, and
Hmm.
and you came back to Louisiana. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's a great point.
Yeah, and what you just said, it kind of reminded me of a video I remember seeing on your channel and watching. It was the financial cost of staying fat, and that was a good video, man. I just wanted to highlight that, and that
Thank you.
makes me wanna, well, not makes me, but that brings me to sharing your channel. If you guys are interested in subscribing to Will, and if you, well, I didn't even say it. Today I have on Will again. I mean, just for people that's rolling in, new from Before the Billions. He has a YouTube channel on, a channel on YouTube where he talks about the black male image, and also, do you throw tech in there a little bit?
I do.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
So, I have Professor Blackout on my channel pretty frequently as well. Actually,
Mm-hmm.
I have run a Discord as well,
Okay.
and we talk about technology. And actually, I was just having a conversation last night in our networking chat,
Mm-hmm.
and with that, we were discussing how like somebody is a young guy, and he was asking us questions about corporate as well and how to get into the tech industry. So I'll tell you this is that I don't necessarily talk about like hardware or anything like that. I'm more so focusing on how to get a job in the tech industry or the tech field. So
Mm-hmm.
that's primarily what I do. So that's a little bit more of a different spin on things.
Okay. Okay. And
Yeah,
for
and
some,
actually,
oh, go ahead.
I actually so I run a podcast as well, where it's called Black Man in Tech. So
Okay.
actually, Black Man in Tech actually had Professor Black Ops on that one, and it was the first episode was what is it like being a black man in tech. And I think
Okay.
about creating a separate channel for it,
Okay.
specifically so that way we can just only talk about have black men join on panels and talk about our experience.
Okay, yeah, that's dope. That's dope, man. Definitely. Well, I look forward to the invite. No, I'm just playing. But hit me up if you want me to come on, man, or whatever. That's
Most
fine.
definitely, man.
Yeah. Nah, but I have his channel up. I put the link down. The link is in description as well in the chat. So just check out Before the Billions. You know what I'm saying? Check out his channel and everything. Now, I have one other question. So being uh database guy or database developer. Now, is there a way, or is there any learning resources you could throw out there for people that wanna follow that direction that you're in, or that I
Yeah.
don't know
So to
about?
become a data engineer.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So actually, I created a video like last year, like 6 or 7 months ago, and it was titled "How to Become a Data Engineer."
Okay,
And so with that, I actually created that video. I have my own Discord as well. It's completely free for anybody to join if you have the app. And we put out resources all the time. Some things that I use are I use LibGen. So shout out to the people who we try to get those free books.
mm-hmm.
Uh, yeah, LibGen is another resource that I use like to get free books and stuff like that. Don't tell anybody. But
It's only
but
30 people here, so we good. Yeah, it won't
well,
spread too much.
for right now,
Yeah.
until the Fed come in, right? They're gonna kick down the door.
Yeah.
But no, and then also I do read books a lot. I read a lot of articles. I read articles on my channel as well for the Black Man in Tech series as well.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I read a lot of articles. I have my network of people. What I would check out is, well, I work with primarily Google Cloud Platform,
Okay.
and I know that if you're trying to get Google Cloud certified, I think it's only like $200 for the actual test. So it's actually cheaper than I believe it's cheaper by $100 than the AWS
Oh, that's dope.
certification. Yeah, I'm not certain if it changed or not, but I know
Mm-hmm.
that right now it is Google. The Google Cloud is $200
Yeah.
for the cloud practitioner, and also the certified data engineering one that I'm working on now.
Mm-hmm.
And also, I think that I saw that Oracle is giving out some free certifications as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah. I shared some of those Oracle certificate. I think it expired now. But
okay.
yeah, they did have some certs that they were giving out for free. So
Mm-hmm.
it's for their cloud platform. I think they're trying to ramp it up. That's one thing I seen. And you the first person I brought on. Well, no, the second person, because Tam from Women in Linux talked about
Mm-hmm.
GCP. She uses GCP all the time. You the second person that has came on here. Everybody else talks about AWS. You know what I'm saying? I
I know,
really
right?
like Google's platform, and because I use it to host my virtual machine. I run my website right on GCP, and it ties to all my my Google account stuff. You know what I'm saying? I use Google pretty much for everything. So um but nah, that's dope. And I need I need to start talking more about GCP and creating some videos on it and or some content around it.
Mhm.
Just getting people started into it, or they could take those courses there. I think Google provide courses on it, free
Yeah, they
courses.
do.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know if they're free.
Oh, they might
I
not be
know you can
free.
go to
Yeah.
Coursera.
Okay.
That's one of the best resources. Coursera. I know
Hmm.
they have one on Udemy. They have a course on there. But
Okay.
the thing is that you have a free trial. I think it's a 7-day free trial for these,
Okay.
and you just change your email right quick. Cancel. Go ahead,
Hmm.
change your email. Go ahead, go through that course, and then another thing is that if you have some jobs do this, some jobs provide you with access to different course websites, such as a Udemy or a Coursera or a Cloud Guru. That's another one as well that also has a GCP course that you can take to learn on Google Cloud certified data engineering.
Hmm.
But those are some more resources that you can use or utilize. And yeah, that's what I would recommend you checking out those course
Okay.
websites.
Okay. Well, last question. Um,
Okay.
what's your next search you're working on?
The next cert.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's the GCP
Oh, okay.
professional data engineering certification. I've been
Okay.
working on it for a little while now. I need to go ahead and pull the trigger and go ahead and
Yeah.
get certified.
Yeah.
but
Go on,
but
set that date, man. Go
yeah,
on,
set
set
the
that
date,
date.
man. I've been listening to Master IT. Shout out
Yeah.
to Master IT.
Yeah. Shout
And
out
he be
to
like, man, he be procrastinating. You still
him.
ain't certified yet.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah.
That's
And
dope,
also
man.
shout out to Tam as well and KevTech IT.
Yeah.
Uh yeah, thank you guys so much, yeah, for
Yeah. Yeah.
helping me out along the way.
Hmm. Yeah, exactly, man. And I definitely, want to see you be successful in your career, bro. Because I'm a little bit old. I'm a little bit older than you. I've been, doing it for a little bit longer. But it's good to talk to people that are either new to the field, which you not. I don't consider you new because 5 years is a long time because the technology moves so fast. You know what I'm saying? So
Mhm.
I don't really consider you new, like talking about. So but I do like to see, younger people actually getting into it and being successful and getting to the bag, at the end of the day. But
Yeah.
shout out to everybody that's giving. I see a couple people gave me a couple shout outs. I want to give shout outs to those guys. Aisha again, he says, before the building, what are your thoughts on the Microsoft campus here in Midtown Atlanta? If you know about it,
Mhm.
I want to attend it after military.
Oh man, it's absolutely beautiful. It's like right over there by Atlantic Station. Yeah,
Okay.
it's a beautiful campus. From what I saw, there's a lot more jobs for Microsoft, and I would suggest if you're trying to get a job at Microsoft, check out Azure, their cloud platform. It's like right up there with AWS and GCP,
Mm-hmm.
and Oracle as well. So they are some of the leading people in those cloud-based platforms. But yeah, check out Azure, and that's a extremely beautiful campus. And also, they are having a lot more remote positions come out from what I've seen on Now, well, I've seen it on LinkedIn, and I've seen a few people reach out to me about Microsoft as well. So
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I definitely appreciate that information, man. Because I did not know that Microsoft was building a campus in Atlanta. That's dope
Hmm.
right there, man.
It
So
is.
it's done. Is fully operational right now. Like every. It's,
It looks like it when I drove by there the other day. It
mm-hmm.
looked like it. I
Okay.
saw some cars going through there.
Okay.
But I have not you know
Visited.
toured it or anything
Yeah.
like that. But I've just been through that area over there by Atlantic Station, right across the street from NCR and a whole bunch of other big companies.
Okay.
So
That's dope.
mhm.
And shout out to Kev Tech. He says, "Love this interview. I definitely appreciate you supporting the channel, Kev." And shout out to you, man. If you guys interested in getting into IT, Kev Tech also has an awesome channel as well. He's definitely doing great things over there. Just like a lot of people in this tech space. Um, Let's see. Wally, he says, salute. What's up, man? Salute to you. And Savage Scientist, definitely appreciate you for the super chat. He says, I agree with the above comments. Great discussion. Yeah, appreciate it. Appreciate it. Um, so before the billions, is there anything else you wanna, any more information you wanna put out there for everybody? Definitely check out his channel though, guys. But any more information you wanna put out there?
Yeah, thank you. And also, I want to say this too, Josh, is that I'm probably going to go ahead and create that Black Man in Tech channel
Okay.
as well, to kind of just have just a more focused channel that's just like on technology alone.
Mm-hmm.
And then also because I can bring on other people as guests, and it'll just be, I might also have guest panelists as well.
Okay.
Because before the billions, I'm doing tech, like that's how I started off.
Yeah.
And then after over a year now, it's like a year and a half now that I have been progressing with my channel.
Mm-hmm.
So now I'm doing more kind of like reactionary content. So I
Okay.
may make a video that is like, oh, you know what? Is $87,000 in Atlanta enough to live, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that one will kind of be related to like tech or salaries. I do have like a thing where I posted a video about Tam coming on my panel, so she was dropping some
Okay.
gems,
Yeah.
and she was just telling people how to get to the bag, and I
Oh
just
yeah.
had to go ahead and make a clip of it.
Mm-hmm.
So you'll see a lot of videos like that as well on the channel. So,
Okay.
but yeah,
Yeah, that's dope, man. And yeah, I definitely um recommend you do that, what I'm saying? And you can kind of start it off by basically what you said, like taking some clips from other videos on this channel and put it over there as well. And just
mhm.
let me know when you do create it, or if you decide to create it, just let me know, and I'll try to
Yes, sir.
share it out as much as I can, on my platform. Try to help you build it up, and get things going on it. But I definitely appreciate you coming on to the platform, bro. This was an awesome conversation, awesome interview. You know, hopefully someone got something out of it that will benefit them. That's the whole purpose of me doing these things, is to try to bring other people that are working in the tech field, because I don't know everything, you know what I'm saying? And I have my own experiences, and it's good to hear other people's experience in the tech field and how they actually got into it, how they actually progressing, and all that good stuff. But shout out to everybody that came through, and go on and hit that like button as you leave if you haven't hit it yet. But I definitely appreciate everybody that donated to the channel as well. You guys help me keep things running here at KeepItTechie Studios. Nah, I'm just joking. But nah, I definitely appreciate it. You guys did everything you guys donate to the channel. It goes right back into the channel in order for me to keep creating and keep putting out content in order to help people get into the tech field. And I got some more special guests coming up pretty soon. So you guys will see me. I'll post something on either IG or one of my social medias, letting you guys know who's actually coming on. I definitely appreciate you guys coming through. shout out to everybody. And again, before the billions, I appreciate it again. And you guys already know, keep it techie.